to have high-rise living. And although Miami Beach really has no land whatsoever for a major high-rise, this will be the last high-rise. And hopefully we're dedicating it and making it possible so that many of the people who live in our community and many of the people who are coming to our community from afar will have a place to call home and to purchase. Now, so for the park purposes, I know many of you think or ask, when will the park be done? And I will tell you that we're months away from having the park done, and we're hopeful of starting the tower, the foundation of the tower, sometime in the next 45 days. So you will see lots more going on at the property, lots more things happening at the property, and we're really very excited about that. What I wanted to share with you this morning is another thing that has happened more recently with the county and with the city. And what happened with the county and the city is, we know on the north side of our park, we have what's called the Dade County or the Miami Beach Community Health Center. That is the health center that 3,000 local people who live in the Flamingo Park area get all of their healthcare needs fulfilled, all of their healthcare needs fulfilled. What happened more recently is that this particular building has been condemned or almost condemned by the city of Miami Beach when they went for their certification. Part of the reason is that their ground foundation continues to sink. And therefore, they went and did a critical study of the building, and they determined that a replacement facility was much more important. Now, for you to know that this is the only federal facility in South Beach that caters to the needs of the socioeconomic disadvantaged populace that lives in the Flamingo corridor. So when somebody can't get or needs emergency care and can't get it in a normal doctor's office, they can always come to the Miami Beach Community Center. They will take care of anyone's needs that needs medical attention, whether it be emergency or non-emergency. Now, with that said, the city of Miami Beach came to us and asked us if we could help out with that practice and if that would be possible. And at the same time, the county said that they have a significant shortage of a public library, and if we could combine those two assets together. And we said, we'd be happy to help. In what way can we help? And they suggested that they could remunerate us for it with both cash and property, the old property. We sort of like the idea because the old property really was a blank wall and really had 3,000 people getting medical care next to a park. We thought it would be a much better use to build something that would be a contribution to the park and something that would allow us to move forward quickly. The mayor of Miami Beach came along and said, hey, let's throw in the opportunity to enlarge the park as well. So we're going to see some images here that have been shared with the politicians of Dade County and the politicians of Miami Beach. It's still in the beginning stages. We have shared it with the presidents of our neighboring properties. Nothing is done or decided, but it is a point that we are studying very carefully. And let me see if I can share my screen to go through this entire process. I believe that this is the one. So let's hope and pray this is the one. Okay, so I think that everybody can see this elevation. And what it talks about is, it talks about the health clinic is currently here. Does everybody see my arrow?
We can see the screen. I don't know if I see an arrow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yep, we
see my arrow?
Yep.
So that is where the current health clinic is, and it would be placed across the street. And let me just give you a drawing of what we're talking about. Let me just stop sharing this and start sharing something more important. Share screen, and this is what we want to share. Okay, so does everybody see the screen now?
No.
No.
You do.
You do or you don't?
I don't see anything.
No, nothing. Okay, I apologize. We're going to have to get this organized a little bit better. Let me just see here. Show all windows. Just see, share PowerPoint presentation. Let me just take 2 seconds more. Do this right. Okay, let's just see if we can do this now, right? Yes. And share screen. Let's see, share the screen. Okay, I still can't seem to figure out why we can't move page to page. Let me just see if we can move page to page. Let me just see 1 second. That's what I was trying to do before. Presentation. Sharing is called stop share. Start share. Start sharing. Share screen. Share.
I feel like I should be playing music or something.
Probably. Okay, let's see if this is the wrong one also. I'm sorry. Share screen. Share screen. It's the one actually. Okay. Hello, Aaron. Thank you for joining us. Does everybody see the screen now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now we finally got something good. Okay. So we're talking about the plan. It says county and city plan for new health clinic and library and larger park. Okay. So the three goals was to replace a building that had been tagged, red tagged, that services the 3,000 individuals for healthcare in the Flamingo Park area, to create a new library and to expand the park. Those were the three major goals that were set out. So basically, this is a shot from up on sky. We can see the swimming pools, the tower, the park itself, the expanded park, the replacement of the community health center, and a small apartment building on the corner. The new health clinic and library would be in a structure on the corner of 6th Street on the west side of Alton Road. And what this public-private partnership would do, it would be between the county, the city, the developer, and Fdot. So a partnership among the county, the city, Fdot, and the developer. County would be getting a new health clinic and library building. They will be paying for the library portion of the building. The city will be getting a 30% larger park, all at a zero net cost to the county, the city, and Fdot. Now, how does that happen? The current park basically is 3 acres, and you can see that it does not continue or does not exist here in the corner because there's a small retail building there. So what we would do is we would discontinue this small retail building, expand the park into that area, and take the FAR from this particular building and add it to the community health center building. So we can show you that in a minute. The enlarged park would be this park, including this corner, with the drive-through and driveway through here, just as you see it there. And the replacement building for the medical health building would be an office building, somewhat looking like it would be in comparison to what was built as the Baptist Health Center and what was the new clinic and public library system. So the developer affiliate would be currently constructing the 3-acre park. That's us. We're currently constructing the 3-acre park, which will be done in months' time. The larger park would be just under 4 acres or 30% larger. The larger park will be uninterrupted by any retail building. The expanded park will be lined by active uses along the north edge, as opposed to the continuous wall of the medical health building. So it'd be a much better interaction And it would be a very small amount of retail, but it would be high-scale retail facing the park as opposed to a blank wall of the medical health clinic. So for those of you who see, this is the medical health clinic that exists there today. This is the building that the city of Miami Beach red tagged because the foundation continues to sink, even though they have sunk millions of dollars into protecting the foundation over the course of the last 10 years. It serves tens of thousands of our vulnerable neighbors. It does not meet the latest federal health standards. There are significant problems with the foundation identified by the city. The city has declared this to be an unsafe structure. So the concept is a public-private partnership that would consist of 4 entities: Fdot, the city of Miami Beach, the Dade County, and the private developer. So in essence, this is a headshot. It would show where the health clinic exists today. That's the one in red. It would go across the street to south of Baptist. It would serve same populace with more convenient location. They would not have to cross Alton Road. There are quite a few cases of pedestrians getting hit crossing Alton Road. It would be a brand new building. It would meet all new federal health standards. Does not require the patients to cross Alton Road, as we discussed earlier, and there will be no blank wall of the clinic facing the park. And basically, what does this new health clinic look like? It would be the state-of-the-art health clinic on the corner, and that gives you a good image and diagram of what's actually inside this health clinic and what it would take like. And then what would this library look like? Or what would the new building look like? And this gives you some images. It would be approximately the same height of Federation, maybe 10 feet taller, but it gives you an idea and an image of what the park would look like, what our building would look like cut through. And it gives you a little idea of what these different areas are. We'll come to some images of it in a minute or two. Public-private partnerships, key terms: no cost to health clinic land. County swaps old health clinic site to developer for new health clinic site. No cost health clinic space. County reallocates the $600K from repair, which they were going to spend now and without any guarantee of fixing it, to new construction of the health clinic space. Balance of soft and hard costs paid by developer. All costs of library space borne by county. No cost for additional parkland. Developer forgoes retail building and donates the land to the city. No cost of additional park improvements, soft and hard costs paid by developer. And the only conditions are that the city changes the zoning of the land between the park and 8th Street to gateway zoning, the current zoning of the rest of the site that does not include the clinic, health clinic. City allows FAR covenant, including Fdot, and Fdot joins such covenant with full width of 5th Street and Alton Road. And those are the only conditions for us to get this incredible new expansion of this park. We're in preliminary talks, but they're progressing well, and I think it's a huge, exciting opportunity. And maybe I'll take a moment to share some of the images to give you an idea of what this actually might look like. So no one has seen these images, including myself, but it's very important images because it shows you the lining of the park with retail use on the base, additional parking, but facing the park would all be office space, and a small office building no taller than, or 10 feet taller than Federation Tower, which is really a beautiful building to embrace it. And then more importantly, we have a new library, which everybody can see, hopefully, and a new health clinic south of Baptist. So the entire area starts to come together into something that is beautiful and unique. So I think that there's a huge opportunity with this, and we're hopeful that this continues to go the route it's going, and we would call this phase 2 enhancement of West Avenue and our community. So with that said, I would like to see if anybody has any questions. I would open it up to questions, and happy to talk about any of the issues that I've discussed and presented here today.
Russell, I saw one person put in the chat, what is FDOT's role in the partnership?
Their role in the partnership is, number one, is they support the county and the city. And so they have a technical role. In order to do this project, they would be providing the ability for the FAR for the site. And this would also clean up the corner of 8th Street with Federation Towers. Because of the downzoning, Federation Towers is grandfathered in, but it would also provide for the FAR so that they would not have to be grandfathered in. They would meet the standards of having all of the FAR necessary to build the buildings. So it's the county, the city, and Fdot that are the true partners in the transaction. The city and the community benefit from it without any cost whatsoever. Just like the 3-acre park, it costs the city nothing, and yet they benefit from it. And the same situation would happen here. So we're happy. For any other comments, people can speak out loud. I'm happy to hear them and answer them. Obviously,
Russell,
yeah.
where did the idea emanate from? Was it the city approaching developer or a developer approaching the city? How did the idea come together?
It was originally developed, the idea originally came from the mayor, and then the county followed up very quickly, primarily because they didn't know what to do with the health clinic. Their original thought process was to move them in partially into Baptist, which we don't own. I mean, we own it, but the entire building is leased to Baptist. So that was the goal here, was to find emergency facilities for the Miami Beach Health Clinic. That's the crust of where the idea started from. And then the county said, well, we want to develop a first-class library in South Beach to cater to the South Beach residents. And Eileen Higgins got involved and said, look, we will pay you to build us an incredible library for our community as well. So it sort of got expanded. We're not in the business of being merchant builders or building public libraries, but we are in the business of helping a community.
I think it's important, though. The reason I asked the question is that's what I thought you had said. And I think it's important that that note is brought forward, because when the community sees the plan, you know, they like to bash developers all the time. And I think it's important that they know that this came not from you, but approached you.
Right. Believe me, it didn't come from us. What came from, the city has asked us to do several things in our past, including building a fire station. You know what? We tried. We're not in the fire station building business, and we certainly aren't in this business either. But if there's an opportunity to do good for the community, which we view this as, then we're here to help the community. It's as simple as that. But at the same time, there has to be economics to it. And the economics here come about with the development and the opportunity to build a first-class office building directly on the northern side of the park.
Russell, do you have all the necessary approvals?
No, we don't have any approvals yet. And we would have to go through that process once a deal is done.
So what about the parking? I see somebody else asked about that as well. So is there going to be enough parking in the new structure? Because I noticed it looks like you've already got the parking lot when I look down there, like
Right.
already kind of going.
Right. That's actually just a surfing parking lot. And the answer is that there would be more than enough parking. We're going to build structured parking in the building itself. So it'll be more than enough parking for the building, for the retail, and it's really an easy breeze through. It just comes off West Avenue. There's no exit on West Avenue. It comes all on Alton Road and an exit on Alton Road. So it appears to be a special opportunity to get things done. So we're excited about it.
And Aaron Tandy asked, is there resilient structures incorporated into the park?
So Aaron Tandy came in late today. We discussed the ecosystem that's in the park, the fact that this park is an experiment, and it's the first not only in Miami Beach, but up and down the eastern seaboard. We have a huge well structure inside with containment tanks and capabilities of cleaning all runoff water, rainwater for this area of Miami Beach prior to putting it out into the inland waterways. So that was part of the request from the city last time around. And for those of you who live around here, you'll see the incredible movement of equipment that put in these wells and of the huge catch basins and mechanisms and pumps deployed to move this water through a filtration process that is some 80 and 90 feet in the ground.
Russell, this is Seth. Good morning. Nice to see
Morning,
you.
Seth. Always good to see you.
Thank you. Almost see me today. Anyhow, when the question was asked about approvals, is this also going to require the voters vote on this? Because that we know is always an uphill battle.
There's no vote of the public required for this. It's
Wonderful.
There's no vote of the public. It's a development agreement that we've been through with the city for the park development site and for the Buren Bridge, which we're very proud of and very excited about. Gotten a lot of very positive press on it. So, you know, it's more or less just a development agreement that will have to go to the city of Miami Beach. It will need 6 out of 7 votes. We don't see anybody not voting for it. I mean, it's as no-brainer as it gets. The city gets an enlarged park. The city gets a new health clinic to service the people of the Flamingo Park area at 0 cost. I mean, they'd have to be brain dead to vote against this. And the county gets a new library system, and the community gets a new library system, a new health clinic the community gets, and a 30% larger park. So I think that this particular transaction is one that it would be hard to see or hard to understand anybody who would not support it. So that's our view corridor, our view thoughts, and we're happy to keep it moving along with the politicians. Now, I know that Marielle asks us to always stay positive. I really do try to stay positive.
Well, I just didn't want to go city bashing because I know we can go down a bunny hole there.
We can. But I will tell you,
That would be a sinkhole.
You know, if you leave it to the politicians, they make it very difficult, very, very difficult.
I have a question.
Thank you, Russell.
I'm looking at this beautiful rendering of the area. Is the library the brick building?
The library is, let me just see. You see the pink on the bottom? That building is, the library is actually on top of it. So the library is on the 2nd floor overlooking the park.
Great. And what is the pink building below it?
The pink building below it is actually the clinic. The clinic does not have windows. It has a fully controlled air conditioning system that's compliant with the federal requirements today with a certain filtering system. So people, when they go to their doctors, those lines add light at above, I think, 8 feet. But in essence, it's just the structure to look like that. But the downstairs is the clinic. The upstairs is the library.
And north of that, is that part of the same building?
No, north of that is the Baptist Health Center. That's north of 8th Street.
Okay.
That's
So
the existing Baptist Health Center.
the 3 windows south of the Baptist Health Center and that structure, the 2nd floor, is that part of
That's actually part of the library also. That's their computer side of their library.
And south of the library building, what is that?
That is the storage area that's already built and in place on Alton Road.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
Well, it's beautiful. I hope it comes to pass.
we do too. We've spent a lot of energy on this, a lot of time, and we're pretty excited about it. And I'm sure you're going to hear a lot more about it in the near future. And we'll have that opportunity to discuss it at length.
Oh, hi, Russell. This is Gail. I had 2 questions, actually. Congratulations, first of all, on this new project. There used to be a ramp going across the park that attached to the proposed pedestrian bridge over 5th Street. Is there still going to be a ramp? I know a lot of people said they prefer actually an elevator as opposed to a ramp. And my second question was, what are the advantages of the gateway zoning?
Just height. Just height. The only thing that you get is height. That's it. We're not asking for anything else other than the height, which is about 10 feet. It really was going to be the replacement ordinance zoning. It's the same height as the replacement ordinance zoning. It's just a better way to do it as directed by Tom. So it'll be the same 127 feet from mean sea level. As it relates to the ramp still exists for the Buren Bridge. And we're very excited about that bridge. And we're looking forward to seeing that bridge happen in the near future. I don't know if you were on the call when we said it, but we do plan and hope to break ground on the big building sometime in the next 45 days.
Hey, Russell, how are you? It's Joe Magazine.
Hi, Joe Magazine. How are you today?
Good, good. How are you?
Great.
Will this also incorporate the property that's furthest to, I guess, the northeast on Alton Road? I guess that would be 8th and Alton, where the Motorola building currently is?
The answer is yes, it will. It will go right to the corner. The parking spaces will go right to the corner. We haven't fully developed that yet, but we do have Federation on board and as part of the development because they want to bring their building into current compliance as opposed to being grandfathered. And so it will involve them as well in the developer partnership.
In fact, Russell, I'll tell you, they've already completed redoing all of their windows. They used to be black and outdated. They're new modern white windows. They redid their roof and the AC. They've repainted. So that tower is looking much better than it used to, which will fit more in line with the stuff.
If you see the inside, you'll really be amazed. Those guys did a terrific job renovating everything inside, from kitchen cabinets to appliances. It was not easy while the building was occupied doing that. They had to move people around and all of these other things. They're really terrific people. Thank God they're in our community and they service a real need. So we're very, very excited about that project. And obviously, I think they're excited about this project and embracing this project as well. So this is a real opportunity for West Avenue. It's a win-win for the community. It's a win-win for everyone around. So we're really, really, really excited about it. Any other thoughts or questions? I apologize for not being better on Zoom. I am better on Teams, but I'm now learning Zoom as well. So I'll be better.
Russell, this is Valerie, honey. How are you?
I'm doing great, Valerie. How are you this morning?
This fantastic, and looking at this beautiful park is like a sunshine. And the sunshine we didn't have this morning is right here on this picture. It looks fantastic. I love the building. I love the idea that the library is on the second floor. I think it will be utilized more by the community, the local community, and the park is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to walk on it.
We can't either, I got to tell you. We really can't either. And we're really, really excited to bring this to our community. And we're proud to bring it to our community. And I think 3 years from now, we're all going to look back on this and say, God, this was an incredible, incredible opportunity for everyone. So this will be coming more and more up for review. Any other questions? Any other thoughts?
I just have one question about the ramp going over 395. Is that going to be the last thing that's done? Will that be done?
No,
now?
I think that we would like to not have it as the last thing that's done. We have spent millions of dollars with the plans. We can start it anytime the city would agree to, but the city does not want it opened before the tower cranes come down. So it will take about 14 months to build. So we will start it sometime within the next 8 months or 9 months. If it was up to me, we'd start at the same time we're doing the foundation. But we're trying to coordinate the same time the tower cranes come down for that particular bridge to be opened. So yeah, that's why.
All right, we just have a couple minutes left. I want to ask if there's one or Russell needs to go at 8:45, so we have 4 minutes, 1 or 2 more questions so we can.
Russell, what's the square footage of the new building?
Of the new medical building and library?
No, the other 127-foot building.
That's about 100, and that particular building you see on the left is about 120,000 square feet of leasable space, and I don't know what the parking lot is. Any other questions? Well, it's been so much fun being with you all today. I got to tell you, I mean, I always have fun when I come to these chamber meetings. I think that we have really smart people on the board and great people that come to us. I think the chamber serves a very important purpose in our community. We need to stick to business issues and what's right for our community and not get into personalities. I think the chamber does a very effective job of that. I think it's really the only true spokesman for the business community in Miami Beach. When I was growing up, we had many, many different clubs and organizations. Unfortunately, there are fewer today than there ever were. So the chamber has to fill that void. I thank Jerry, I thank Marielle, and I thank Michael for all of his work, and Adam, and Aaron, Tandy, everybody. And I see Robin Jacobs just joined us. I think that the service that you do for our community is second to none, and something that's absolutely necessary. So we are truly, truly excited to participate, truly excited to come to a chamber breakfast anytime. I'm looking forward to hearing Matisse Cohen next week. Make sure you send me an invite. I want to hear what he says about North Beach. I'm excited about North Beach and the opportunities that are there. And I'm always excited to join you.
Well,
so
we really appreciate it.
Please let me know when we can speak again and what I can do for you.
Well, I have to tell you, when you told me you had a surprise, I had no idea it was going to be all of that. I mean, I just wanted an update, like what's going on. Are you going along with the timeline to see how the park has expanded that much? And honestly, to get that clinic out of there, it just didn't really fit, and have it be across the street and next to Baptist makes so much more sense. That's really, really cool.
We're going to ask the Chamber Board of Directors for an endorsement to this plan. We're just not ready for it yet, but we will be asking them for that.
Fantastic.
Great job.
Really appreciate your time.
Terrific.
Thank you all for your time today, and wish you all very well.
For the rest of you, before you go, these are the kind of conversations and presentations that we have that affect our real estate and our community. I'm always open to ideas because I'm always chasing things around, trying to find who's a really good speaker, who has something that's going to be relevant to what we all want to talk about. So I'm always looking for ideas. If you have a presenter, if you have a topic, we'll help find a presenter. You can throw it in the chat, or I put my email address in the chat, so feel free to send me an email. But thank you guys so much for coming. This is all about our community, and I appreciate you being here today. Jerry has something to say before we go.
Thank you. I wanted to throw out an idea that I'm glad Robin has been able to join us right before we go to the chamber chat with County Commissioner Eileen Higgins at 9. But been talking at the board about how we're going to reach out to all these hundreds and hundreds of people that are moving to Miami and Miami Beach, on a regular basis. And so what we want to do is to reinvigorate and bring back that old idea of a welcome wagon. And so we're going to call it something else, but we'd like to work with any real estate office, not individual realtors, but through their office. And what we'd like to do is put together a package of gifts, a 3-month complimentary membership of the chamber, a bottle of champagne. We have certain members that might like to give things into the gift basket. And every agent that sells